Well, before I start talking a whole lot, I am just going to double check. All right, we're good to go on sound. I'm Safriana Luna, the queer spirit guide and visionary CEO of Living Luna, and I am still integrating, having landed back in Maryland from Sedona just a few days ago. And we're joined here today by the spirit of cacao, by butterfly, by Lemurian seed crystal, by so many just beautiful energies. And I wanted to share some of my reflections from Sedona, as well as some things that are coming down the pike, because I'm actually going to take a little break from socials here in the next few days. So I'll kind of be around probably through Wednesday, which is my Yule ritual, my open Yule ritual. And then I'm going to give myself a little winter break because we all deserve that, right? We all we are all worthy of living in tune with the seasons and by our own design. And it's something that I truly, I preach all the time. And I know I have to be an embodied example of that, right? Because that's how we anchor these things in collectively is by doing the work ourselves. So that's really what Sedona brought forth for me. I think more than anything is this walking aligned with others who are also walking the path of doing the work, of taking accountability, of uplifting one another, of cheering one another on, of so many nourishing frequencies that we've been struggling with as a collective for a long while now, right? My time in Sedona really anchored me into the power of being present with one another, of having deep and meaningful conversations, of being vulnerable and not trying to hide the truth or, run away from who and what we are, but to be radically open, to be love, to be the light and the shadow, to dance with all aspects of ourselves. The Sedona retreat, it was called the Gift for Self. And we were really working with the energy of the Azoth portal, which we're still in. So it started on 12/12, add 12 days to that, and that's when it is over. So around the 24th, it'll be coming to a close. But this was all about anchoring in our inner child energy and being in play and love and holding the vibration of what's possible in our bodies and allowing that to come forth authentically. And more than ever, I am feeling affirmed in the work that I'm doing in being a writer, a speaker, a retreat host, a holder of space for us to do these collective pieces together. We often underestimate the power of a small community, but look out in the world, right? There's a very, very vocal and loud majority that would have you believe that we're completely and utterly separated. There's a very vocal minority that would have you believe that you're stuck where you're at, that hatred is the way, right? That's a vocal minority. So, what if there's a vocal minority standing in love, standing in peace, standing in justice? What is possible then? So don't underestimate the power of your ability to really anchor in deep healing and profound moments of connection in a small group, right? And it can just be with yourself. We can do this work within ourselves. In fact, healing the world starts with healing yourself. That's something that we teach in the Living Luna community. So the retreat went really well. Justin's food was beloved by everyone. I can't wait to offer his cooking in hopefully a local Maryland retreat coming up and maybe again in Sedona in fall. We'll just call it in. But 2024 for me is the year where I am just going to continue to speak on and cheer on self love, self anchored love. And that was what we really offered to our guests in Sedona during this retreat was just like love yourself, love your body, listen to the promptings of your soul. If you want to do this, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. We had guests that went out hiking pretty much daily, and then some of us who, stayed in and slept in and had, nourishing just moments with the land or art. if we were all capable of, well, we are all capable of, but if we were all willing to fully step into taking care of ourselves, what would be possible then? And this is just a question that I'm going to keep raising until we see as a collective that it's possible to hold this. It is possible for us to hold the full intention of embodying and embracing who we are, what we want, and anchoring into our needs in a really, truly self nourishing way. So the gift for self was all about the self nourishment, and I'm still integrating everything. There were some wild moments. I was rebirthed. So I'll share some of the highlights. We joined together and opened some sacred space. We celebrated the Azoth portal, the 1212. We had a little PJ party and gift exchange. I made vision boards for everyone. And my favorite part was going to the birthing cave. I have such a special connection with the birthing cave, and it's why I wanted to return uh, in the first place to Sedona. I needed to go back to this place, and I had a very fun experience this time. I think I'll have some pictures in the future I can share, but I obviously didn't get any. I had scaled the wall and gone up into the little nook in the birthing cave, and all this energy was coming through, and I was just like overwhelmed for a few moments, and I sort of laid down in the little cubby. It's like the yoni of the earth, literally. And then my partner Justin came up and joined me, and he actually like sat up in the nook and was trying to kind of like look in the crack and see what little things were stored away in there. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get down. How does my hobbit self want to get down? And I was rebirthed. Instead of coming down gracefully, I slid full speed on my bottom, hands just sort of out, and apparently a joyous look of rapture on my face, according to those who witnessed. And I know I shrieked, and I made it from the top to the bottom of the cave in probably 3 seconds or less. And all I came away with was a little bruise on my arm and a scrape on my foot. And I'm still sitting with this. I know I'm going to be writing about it. I know there's a story that wants to come through because there was a story that wanted to come through when I went to Sedona last, and I just didn't have the right information, the right imagery. And now I certainly do, because it was a rush of I am safe, supported, and loved, and Mama Gaia has me, and also that little ego piece being like, is this where I break a bone? But I didn't. I was safe, supported, and loved and held by Mama Gaia. So, what is this birthing me into? What's next? So, Living Luna will be doing future retreats. I already collaborations potentially in the works. Exciting, exciting. If you're interested in coming to retreat with me, just like let me know. Whether in a comment or a DM, email me at coach@safriana.com. Like, let me know that you want to attend a retreat so I can hold that space for you and see how we can make it possible. Um, but we have several very exciting projects that are coming, and I want to share with you so that if you're catching this when I'm away from socials in the future, you just kind of know what's going on and what to expect. So, of course, Shadow Alchemy is still enrolling through the beginning of January, and that is a multi authored collaborative book and healing container. We are literally anchoring in healing work. So, everything in Sedona, the small group, this is a bigger group than who gathered in Sedona, and we're going to be anchoring in collective healing codes through our writing and through ritual and just through actually being in the shadow work together. So I'm super excited about this project, and you can find all kinds of posts where you can find information about Shadow Alchemy, and I'll just actually go ahead and pop the link here in the comments as well while I am chatting. Also, I'm opening submissions for the Living Luna Zine again, and I was sitting with it actually this morning as I was integrating from the Sedona trip, and it came forward that the due date will be March 1st. So if you are interested in joining a project that's going to be a little bit of a smaller investment, but still super fun, you are welcome to submit for that zine. I will have information on that soon. Again, you can leave a comment that you want the information, or there is a master post over in my on my Facebook wall that will lead you to that. So that is an opportunity. And then there is, of course, our community spaces. And I would love to get more people who are really excited to be in community in our community spaces. The Living Luna Facebook circle is going to get a revamp and a facelift. I don't have the exact name yet, but I think it's going to be something along the lines of the self love and authentic alignment circle. Uh, but it will be Living Luna branded. So please come over and join us there, because that is a place where you can hang out, and we're going to have a lot more community involvement and just discussion questions for self development and self love there in the future. So that is a place to hang out. But where I usually am is on Discord. So our Discord server is here in the description, and you can come join our Discord and hang out. Like, that's where we have fun. And we just added a deep convos channel that I'm super excited to have, because we're already starting to talk about things like presents and herbalism and just like cool topics. So that is our number one space to actively hang out. And Ikenna, my business partner and spouse, is going to be launching a co-working group in January. It is going to be an extremely small investment to support us in continuing to do what we do, but also very worthwhile for you if you are, especially if you are a person like many of us who have ADHD, or any kind of neurodivergence, or you just love to co-work with other people. I find I get so much more done when there are just other people holding the space, and it's going to be trauma informed. There will be a time for check-ins and then time for silence if you are actually live in Discord. But we're also going to be streaming those co-working sessions to specific channels as well. So even if you don't join the community, you can still join in on the co-working. That is the biggest way that's going to be kind of new for us in 2024. And I'm taking a step back from doing the monthly rituals, the Wheel of the Year rituals. I offered that all of this year. It was super fun, but I'm not feeling called to continue doing that. So I'm just going to go back to feeling into using my creatrix powers, feeling into what the collective needs at any given time, and just offering that. And of course, I'll still be celebrating the Wheel of the Year holidays, because they're pretty fundamental to me and what I do and how I connect with my family and my loved ones. But I won't be offering those rituals unless there's one that really leaps out at me. However, there may be retreats around those times. So again, if you're like, I want to be on retreat with you, Safriana, let me know. Other things that I just want to note: Soul Sugar is still open for enrollment. I only take about 4 people a month. January is open. If you are looking to start a coaching adventure like no other, where you really get to know yourself and amplify your self love, Soul Sugar is potentially for you. So there is an application for that that you can find at safriana.com. And I still offer my reawakening rituals, which is a 90-minute curated to you session where you can really reignite your soul's purpose. Then my last thing that I'm working on, and I am going to say this out loud to anchor in the intention, is that I'm intending to release my debut poetry book, Daddy's Girl, on January 25th. So hold that with me. Bumblebees and White Balloons is released already. That came out towards the end of November, and I'm loving the reception so far. Thank you to everyone who's purchased that book, who has read that book. I've gotten so much beautiful feedback, and I've already been affirmed in the book doing what it needed to do in the world, because it's brought some perspective to the people who have already read it. So that is there if you are interested in Bumblebees and White Balloons. It's on Amazon, on Kindle and paperback. Here it is. I finally got my copy. And you can get a free reading of the first chapter. I've done it live. It's on our YouTube. It's on my wall. So enjoy. This 2024, like I said, is the year I want us all to anchor in that deep self-love on a level that's never been seen before. And so you can be a part of this. It does not cost anything to be a part of this, right? You can support Living Luna's mission simply by learning how to love yourself on a more profound level. And you can support us in helping you and others achieve that level of self love by joining us on socials, joining us on Discord, sharing what we do, just however you feel called. I believe we rise together. And part of Living Luna's mission is to uplift the others, and especially brands, companies, small businesses, coaches, healers who are doing similar healing work in the world. And we truly believe in their mission. So, lots of opportunities for collaboration in 2024. I'd love your support, however, you feel called to give it. And yeah, I'm going to just continue to bask in everything that came through in Sedona. Um, so many moments of just coming back into alignment with myself on an even more multidimensional and expansive level. And I know we did that for the guests as well. And all of the hosts, we all felt this beautiful energy. And so I'm just going to integrate that over the coming weeks so that I walk into 2024 feeling even more vibrant and vital and full of life than ever. So, anchor that in with me, friends. And my new deck, who came home with me from Sedona, wanted a card drawn for the collective before I wrap our call today. So I did not forget. Full Spectrum. This is the Beyond Lemuria deck. Full spectrum. Let us see the full spectrum of human experience, light to dark, all that we are, all that we can be, all that we long to become. Let us tune into the full spectrum of our gifts, of our passions, of our purpose. Let us be with the full spectrum of this human existence, knowing that suffering only comes about when we start asking questions like, why did this happen to me, and why are bad things always happening to me, instead opening to the full spectrum of what life has to teach us, what it has to offer us, and how can we anchor even more into the full spectrum of love. That is what I am getting from this little guy today. So, join the Living Luna newsletter if you would like to ride the wave of 2024 in. We're going to be launching a full new newsletter that's really going to be anchored into our values and our mission. So, that link is in this feed as well. I can't wait to connect with you in 2024. This might be the last live I do before the year wraps. So, just in case, I love you. I see you. I believe in you. I am cheering you on. I'm cheering all of us on because we can embrace even more of what this human life has to offer and have so much joy and fun doing it if we're willing to anchor in with the spirit of love. So, much love to you. I'm Safriana Luna, the Queer Spirit Guide. Until next time.